It is almost midnight in the Eastern time zone, and that means it is time for Fulton After Dark as we take you into Saturday morning, live from the WKCS studios here at Fulton High School, as the Fulton Falcons improve to 4-3 on the year as they get a 40-16 victory over the South Doyle Cherokees in a big Region 2 for a football game. This is Russell Mays, joined by the head coach of the Fulton Falcons, Justin Long. And Coach Long, just a solid victory for the Falcons tonight.
Yeah, complete team win, offense, defense, special teams, guys were pretty dialed in for this one. There was an energy that I hadn't seen out of this group, and just proud of the way we played, proud of the way we conducted ourselves. Just a great night to be a Falcon.
And really, one of the things for this team right now, you're a little bit nicked up, got some guys out with injuries, and that makes a big difference. Some key players for the Falcons tonight, and you just found a way for guys to step up and get the job done.
Yeah, proud of that. Not having Garen Bailey, Ray Thomas, Mahi Cash, Vernon Anderson, not having those guys, makes you kind of, look at the week and say, man, like, guys, we got to make sure we got our ducks in a row. But again, that old next man up mentality was big this week, and, we really coached them hard on, hey, guys, nobody's going to feel sorry for us because we got guys out. Let's just go play and be who we are, and let that be the end of it.
And really, one of the good trends in the program, more guys out playing this year, but also more guys playing in games during the season.
Yeah. Numbers are always key in this sport, because, you're going to have a little bit of attrition here and there. Trying to get as many bodies on the field as possible, trying to get guys to buy in more in practice, say, hey, man, you never know, your number may get called. So just to see those guys answer the bell, those younger guys that hadn't got a ton of reps, really impressed.
And this game with South Doyle the last couple of years has been extremely important because it's been a game that puts you, if you win, in great position to have an opportunity to make it to the playoffs, and tonight was no different.
Yeah, it was a big region game, and I didn't want it to be about anything but that for our team. We talked about that. We tried to hammer that home all week. We talked about it in pregame meal, just as a reminder, like, hey, guys, we're trying to win a region game and give ourselves an opportunity to continue our season.
Getting off to a fast start in a game like this is extremely important, and that's exactly what the Falcons were able to do tonight as Javon Molden hit Derek Smith for a 49-yard touchdown pass in the first quarter, and then Womble 11-yard touchdown run, 14-0 right off the bat. That's a great way to get started.
Absolutely. Throwing the ball to Derek is always a good idea for us. Walter McNair, Travis Ballinger blocking their tails off on that play, giving us a chance to get something out of that. I'm just really proud of those guys buying into, hey, guys, your number's being called a block, and it's not always fun. It's not getting the ball, but, man, they're really giving it up. They didn't make the touchdown, but they made the play.
Let's talk a little bit about Derek Smith and just what he has brought to the team this year, just with his playmaking ability, the ball skills that he has, just to be able to go get the football.
Yeah, he's a playmaker, man. He is a really good football player, unafraid. He believes, he has confidence, he plays defense as well for us. And I can't say enough about his leadership off the field so far since I've been here, since January, man, since December. He sent me a text, in early December, just saying how happy he was, and, how we're going to work hard and do the right things. And, he's coming from a Coach Wright culture where he's been a part of 2 state championships in basketball. So he knows what the work, he knows what discipline, he knows what, sacrifice and all the stuff we talk about is like. Man, and I've been so pleased just to see the carryover and his leadership and how he's growing. And then on the field, man, just give him the ball and let him go.
Well, and there's no doubt that is a kid that wants to win.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. It oozes out of him for sure.
So the Falcons lead 14-0. We talk about Rajon Womble as well. A touchdown run there in that first quarter. Just a guy that can do a lot of different things for this football team.
Yeah, Rajon's got some ability, and we've tried different ways to give him the ball, and he's been really bought in. We've had some conversations one-on-one, just checking him on on making sure he's doing everything right, and he has been bought in. And he's another guy that you watch on film and say, hey, this is a guy you can't take your eye off. You got to prepare for, and giving him reps and giving him the ball helps our team.
And this year with him and Albert Johnson, a two running back backfield, which is something you don't see a whole lot more of in football.
Right. And they block for each other. They're starting to understand, I think, the importance of how they complement each other and how that can be good for us in the long run. And having two guys that can kind of be a 1-2 punch is key. And, we can run them, we can screen them, they can catch it out the backfield. It's a good problem to have.
So South Doyle is able to answer after Fulton goes up 14-3. They get a field goal. It was a nice drive by South Doyle where they were able to get the quarterback out and run the football. Fulton defensively is able to make an adjustment the rest of the half and really shut the South Doyle offense down.
Yeah, they found something there which we knew going in that could probably cause us some problems if we didn't fit it right and read our keys. And they did a great job. They were blocking us. I think they brought an extra lineman in, kind of gave us a little bit of unbalanced look. And it's really just about understanding, am I reading my keys? Am I running to the football? And just being great tacklers, And for us to be able to bore back there and hold them to a field goal, I think that was good as far as just being able to reset and kind of breathe a little.
And I think it was a big key in the ball game from the standpoint, you hold South Doyle to the field goal, you get the ball back, and quickly go down the field. Albert Johnson, a 12-yard touchdown run, and any momentum that South Doyle had was quickly out the window.
Yeah. I came to Al on the sideline and said, hey, man, going to start feeding you a little more. And he gives me the yes, sir. And he's understanding what we're asking him to do. He knows where we're trying to fit it up in there. He's trusting his line, and boy, our offensive line is really blocking in the run game. And guys are getting after it. I think we're bringing a level of fight to the game, and just proud of that.
Johnson on the night, 12 carries, 161 yards, and a touchdown. That's 4 straight weeks for Albert over 100 yards rushing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's keep it going. I think that's key for us, being able to establish a run game, and just be able to say, hey, from an identity standpoint, we can run the football when we want to. That is key moving forward. And we definitely want that to be a part of our DNA.
So the Falcons lead the football game 20-3 after the South Doyle field goal. The Fulton Falcons get the answer for the score and then quickly get 2 more touchdowns before the end of the first half as Molden hits Travis Ballinger for a 60-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah. Travis, really like Travis. They call Travis the silent assassin or something. They've been calling him that this week. But Javon, I really cheered Javon on a lot tonight, just on doing the little things right from leading standpoint, getting a check, ball placement. He's really improved in getting his feet in the ground, delivering an accurate pass. Just really proud of him. I think he was like 13 or 15 tonight. So just a great job by him.
Yeah, Javon Molden on the night for the Falcons, 13 of 15. 219 yards and 4 touchdowns. That's a great night for anybody at quarterback.
100%. He's getting more and more confident. He's navigating the pocket and he's trusting his linemen. And man, it's awesome to see him have a night like tonight.
And going back to Travis Ballinger getting the touchdown catch, he's kind of become the guy when you need somebody to make a tough catch. Mm-hmm. He's the guy that's going to do it.
When I first get here and I see him in spring and he's coming out of baseball or whatever he had going on there, and he's like, Coach, I'm gonna be at practice tomorrow, or whatever. And I'm like, practice? I don't think you have to be here for another day or two. But watching him run routes, watching him catch the ball, I've just been really impressed with Travis. And again, that's another weapon that you have, and you're just so proud and so happy for him to see him have that success.
Yeah, and you're definitely seeing him play with confidence, which I think is such an important key.
100%.
So the Falcons get the touchdown there and then get one more right before halftime as Molden goes 35 yards to Derek Smith, a very unusual play right before halftime.
Yeah, well, credit our defense. I think we got an interception. And got some decent field position there. And honestly, I think it was 27-3, and I didn't know how aggressive I wanted to be as a play caller there. Honestly, I was just thinking, we called the screen to Al. It was okay. I think we called something else to Al, and it kind of got us on the other side of the 50. And I said, okay, let's be aggressive. So, I try to coach Javon to be confident. When our guys, running down the field, especially if it's a one-on-one matchup, and he took it, and Derek made a heck of a catch.
So the Falcons go to halftime leading this football game by the score of 33-3. And at halftime tonight, Coach, a very special ceremony. And I know it was hard for you to get off the field for all the handshaking of all of the players of the 1974 state runner-ups, the 2004 state champions, and the 2014 state champions, to be out on the field. Just a very special moment to celebrate all of those guys.
Yeah, what a tradition. What a rich tradition we have here and history we have here. And to me, honor and legacy, honor those that have come before you and try to leave a legacy for those that are coming after you, and that 74 team was awesome. I've heard so many stories about them. That 2014 was great and fun to watch and to get after you, and that 14 team was just one of the best nationally. So to have as many guys back and to have smiles on their face and to be telling stories and exchanging phone numbers, I don't think it could have been any better to be able to get the win and honor those guys here tonight.
Well, and I think people maybe don't know the whole Fulton story about how at one point in time the school was going to be closed down. It was actually voted on to be closed down. That was in the early 1990s, and then almost 10 years later from that point, you're playing for a state championship in football. Mm-hmm. Who would have thought of it? The basketball team playing for state championships, and then to win 6 state championships and to play for 3 more where you're runner up. I think it's just it's an incredible story of basically the program was pretty much left for dead, and was ready to be closed down and to rally to win state championships. Mm-hmm. I think it's a story we can't tell enough, all of the success, and it certainly makes you appreciate all of the success the program has had.
Yeah, and it's a product of a lot of things. I want to credit Coach Coatney for taking the job kind of under some dire circumstances, not really knowing, or knowing that the school was going to be shut down, and like you say, 10 years later, he's playing for a state championship in 2002, and just think you had Coach Buck Coatney, or you had Coach Jim McClain, who was the coach of the 1974
was
team.
with us tonight.
Coach Buck Coatney and Coach Rob Black was all in the building at the same time tonight, and it's just awesome, and Coatney was my head coach here. And it was great just to shake his hand after halftime and just, get to see him tonight and what he's meant to Fulton and, everything he's done building the program, and I think it's a special place, and again, it takes special kids, it takes bought-in kids, it takes committed kids, and we've had some great kids come through this program.
Well, and it's definitely exciting to be around the stands and talk to people before the game and see so many people excited about what's happening at Fulton High School.
Yeah, for sure. And credit our football players, our student athletes. I think they're enjoying this. I think they're bought in, and I think they have goals. And we talk about that. We just talk about playing the next play. We talk about not looking at the scoreboard. We talk about loving each other and all that stuff. So, we're working, and the guys are doing what we're asking them to do, and we just need more of that.
So the Falcons come out in the second half, and it's always tough when you have a big lead, a 30-point lead. You have the running clock. You quickly get a touchdown. Javon Molden hits Walter McNair, who makes a great catch. Yeah. And definitely we were excited for Walter because that's a great story.
Yeah, I think that's Walter's first varsity touchdown. Proud of him. Javon was able to scramble out and kind of get out of the pocket and make the throw. And Walter made a little tap there in the corner of the end zone. So happy for him, man. I saw all of his teeth when he smiled tonight. We coached him hard just because we see some potential in him, And for a kid to get a touchdown, I'm super happy for him.
So the Falcons get the touchdown to Walter McNair, and we've got a little technical difficulty. We're going to switch out the batteries here real quick. This is, when there's some batteries right over there. Sorry about that, folks. And this is all part of, broadcasting late at night here at Fulton High School. Sometimes, when I think there's actually some ones right over there in that window that'll work for us. Nicholas Slagle, once again, is the man behind the scenes that makes all this work. So we may edit this out of the version that you see on, it's all part of the fun here on Fulton After Dark, where we work on the technology. And Robert's back there. Can you hear us, Robert? Yeah, okay. Robert back in the radio studio, because this show is also broadcast live on WKCS Radio as well as on the YouTube channel. So that is a snafu on our end. Sorry, Coach Long. It's, it's tough for a team when you have a big lead at halftime to come out for the second half and have a sharp focus. And I felt like for the most part, second half, you were able to do that.
Yeah, at halftime we just talked about, I just said, guys, the worst thing we can do is come out here and get sloppy and lose our fundamentals, lose our discipline. I said, let's not play the scoreboard. That's not who we are. We just keep playing, right? So, I think that drive was key for us.
The fourth quarter of the game, you get a lot of young guys in the ball game, and again, that's extremely important for building depth for the future.
Yeah, you want those guys to get quality reps under the lights. It's hard to really simulate that at practice. Quality rep, there's nothing like it when the lights are on and you have to go perform, get the snap, run off the football, tackle and all that stuff. So always good to get those young guys some work when you got a big lead.
Falcons get the win by the score of 40-16. One more guy we want to mention is Dennis Padilla, who stepped in tonight as kicker and did a great job, in addition to playing defense at linebacker, and that's another good story for the Falcons.
Man, having Dennis has been a godsend for us this year, just with providing depth at linebacker. Just a guy who, you really didn't know you're going to get this year. Like, you weren't going into the season expecting to have Dennis, and he's just been steady for us. He's been locked in, real low maintenance, and just comes to work every day. So definitely glad he's on our team.
Yeah, great story. 2 years ago, he probably would have been starting at linebacker for the Falcons, suffered a season-ending injury and didn't play last year, and then just kind of out of the blue shows up and says, I'm ready to play football.
Yeah, and he's been solid for us. I know Coach Brown has been tickled to have him. And he's getting better. He's doing a lot of good things. I think one time tonight he kicked the ball and made the tackle on kickoff and then lined up and played linebacker. So, we need more of those guys out for sure.
40-16 is the final score as the Falcons improve to 4-3 on the season, over the 500 mark, and also they even up their region record at 1-1. So a new set of challenges coming up this week, as it will be fall break, but there is a game as Fulton will play Seymour next Friday night. So the challenge of playing football in a week that you're not in school.
Yeah. I tried to challenge the guys, my post game, and just say the good teams handle fall break the right way. The mature teams handle fall break the right way. It doesn't have to be an obstacle. It doesn't have to be a challenge. We have a game, and that's kind of the end of it. It kind of is what it is. The expectation is the expectation. The standard is the standard. So let's not take this as a time to fall back, into some bad habits. Let's be who we are, and let's take care of business, and we need a great week of practice. We need a great week of practice. It's a region game on the road, and we need a great week of practice.
And I believe this Seymour team is going to be very scary because they've had some close losses this year, and when they played Gibbs, played them very close for quite a long time. So it's not somebody that you can, on fall break, just mail this one in.
No need to go into this one sleepwalking. It's another region game. All of them for the rest of the regular season are region games, so we need to be on our best game for sure.
So it'll be Fulton and Seymour next week, and we'll have that broadcast for you on WKCS radio. But tonight, the Falcons get the win over the South Doyle Cherokees by the final score of 40-16. The Falcons now 4-3 on the season, 1-1 in region play. For the head coach of the Fulton Falcons, Justin Long, and our WKCS staff, Nicholas Slagle, our battery man, and back in the radio studio, none other than Robert Sheffield. This is Russell May saying thanks for watching Fulton After Dark.